When railroaders say, "Is that train blocked?" they don't usually mean, "Is it prevented from moving forward by some other train or collision?" They usually mean, "Are the cars in that train sequenced in such a way to make it easy for them to do switching moves along the line?" So this is Burr Stewart, and I thought I would take you through how we block cars in a train on our model railroad to make operations more fun using car cards and waybills. Now here you see two trains occupying the main and the siding in the town of Burlington, Washington on my HO scale model railroad. These two trains are in the process of being restaged so that we can move them onto the layout. I'll let you scan these trains just to enjoy their length and the mix of freight cars that are in them, which is typical for the 1970s, and there's a lot of mixed freight. And here I have the car cards and waybills for one train all fanned out, and the other train is all clipped together. And I'll pull that apart and you can see this in a minute. So the first question is, what is a car card and waybill? And as you see here, the yellow card has data about the car in question, and the waybill is inserted into the pocket to show where it's supposed to be sent next. In this example, at the Bayside Yard, we have a color scheme map that shows which color destinations go in which direction. And just to pick on another card for illustration, here we have a 60-foot green flat car in the port track with a spins number of 2353. You see that on the map there. And you can see that the waybill says it's going to the Terry Avenue branch in Seattle. Okay, that's fine. It's sitting down there. There's the car on the port track in the front. And we'll just compare, and you can see what I'm talking about. That's GN number 161007. And there on the car card, it says GN 161007. So that's what a car card and waybill is. And each of the cars on these two trains up in the upper deck Burlington Yard have a car card and a waybill associated with them. So if this train is going to come in from hidden staging, which is on the left of this yard, its first thing is going to be to drop off. The railroad term is set out the cars that are destined for Burlington, and that means those should be on the very front of the train. Down at the lower right, you see there the station map again, and you can see that Burlington is the first stop as you come in from the left. And then we'll go to the green locations, followed by white, and eventually red. So for the train to be blocked, what this means is they should be in the opposite order of that. Since the train is moving to the right, it's going to start off with the blue colors. And let's illustrate it with the second train. That's the deck that we give the operators that has all the information they need to run the train. So the engine cards come off the front, and the caboose is at the rear of the train, and then everything else is the car cards and waybills for the train itself. That first little orange sheet is for a string of ore cars, and you can see at the back of the train are these red cars that are going to be running all the way through the layout and leaving into the south staging, which is on the right side. Then we get some intermediate cars in the light red, gray, and white colors that go in the Interbay area, followed by the purple and the green cars, which will be dropped off at Bayside Yard in Everett. And finally, we get to the blue cars that, of course, will be first operated on by the operator. That orange card, incidentally, is a car to be interchanged with the Milwaukee Road in Everett. So it would be dropped off in Everett, even though its destination on the Milwaukee Road is Tacoma. I won't go into the quirks of trying to manage interchange traffic on your railroad, but it can get pretty complicated. Anyway, these are the two sets of car cards for these two trains, and they are both now blocked in station order so that when a train comes into the layout, the operator will be able to drop cars in the order that they will arrive at the stations. So, the next time someone says, "Is your train blocked?" you know to ask them, "Do you mean is it stopped from moving forward? When you take video instead of paying attention to your train? Or have the cars in my train been placed in blocks and ordered in station order to make my job of running the train easier?" And if you want to know more about operations, I recommend joining the OPSIG, or the Operations Special Interest Group, and I have information on that in the description of this video below. And there are lots of articles that they publish on all these kinds of details on how to make operations more fun and, in some cases, more realistic. I also have a section of my channel called Operations Video Series, where I have a whole number of videos that show people doing fun operations, and you're seeing some of those here. And I encourage you to peruse my channel for those kinds of operations that might interest you. In any event, this is Burr Stewart wishing you happy blocking and much fun with trains.